Hey, welcome back to the Kabroda Livestream. I hope y'all are doing well today. Had a nice little day yesterday, so especially after the live stream. Hopefully y'all did well yesterday, and yeah, had a good trading day. So we'll check that out real fast, and then we'll probably go right into the battle box after that. Check out what today's gonna be like. And then yeah, we'll just get into it. So yesterday, we kind of started out going up, and then about 9 we had that news event, which if you got in here on this like break of the volume area high, and then technically we did get that retest here, so you could get in right there. Stop pulled out quite a bit below this breakdown level, and then take I believe we had some levels on there. We were trying to go for that 13, but then Spirit Maker, I think, was talking about this 12.5, I think he was saying yesterday. Or maybe it was, I don't know. There's something in between, though. I think it was like 12.5. Basically, the news kind of brought us down, and then we broke up pretty quickly. And then it kind of flattened out right here. So if you had took that trade, you could have made 2-to-1 essentially. If you were really tight with your stop on that breakdown level, wouldn't have been much more, I guess. But yeah, this is why we typically run our stops long, because of stuff like this, especially with news events. And then later in the day, if you're continuing to trade it, well, I mean, I guess technically kind of wanted to do the next day, but you could have looked at a down trade. I guess it never really gave you a good one. But yeah, there's kind of trades throughout here too. If you're a little more advanced, you could have gotten into those. But the battle box system did call it yesterday. So if you got into that, kudos to you. Yeah, so we'll just head back over here. These are all levels from yesterday, so we'll go ahead and update those with the battle box today. So we'll head on to our battle box AI. And if you haven't checked this out, you should definitely click on the link in the description, check it out, see what it's all about. If you need some help kind of setting it up, we do have like 4 videos, I believe, on our channel, all in a little playlist there that you can check out for how to set it up, and yeah, just like basically how to get started from like not knowing anything about it to basically like using it like pro. So yeah, let's just get into it, build our daily review here. And then if y'all have been to the stream before, you'll know, or you've just used the battle box before, you'll know we'll need that 5, 15, 1 hour, and 4 hour. We'll need some FRBP levels and our 30-minute high and low. And then I'm also going to grab this news calendar screenshot, and then we'll go from there. So start off with, get those screenshots, head back to our trade view to the 4 hour. And then I do have all these levels on here. I have all of my live stream levels on. So we'll turn off those. I'm going to turn off these horizontal lines here. And then we'll just get some screenshots from there. So we'll auto click all of these. You can either double click on this or click on the auto. And then we'll just screenshot the whole picture or the whole screen here. And just paste it right into GPT. Same thing. screenshot, and paste, and screenshot, and paste. If you do have a quad view, you can just do this pretty easily from I just like setting up a quad view with 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, 5, and then you can just take one screenshot of your quad view. But a lot of people, don't have the more expensive versions of TradeView, so we try to make it as easy as possible for anybody to kind of get hold of this tool and use it. So yeah, if you have a quad view, way easier to just do the quad view and take a screenshot of that. Next thing we're going to do is those FRVP levels. We got our 4 screenshots on here. So head back to that chart. And for this, I'm going to go to that 1 hour here. Go 4 down from the crosshairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Click over, and we're going to that fixed range volume profile. And 24 hours is going to be that first one that we're getting. So we go in 7 to 7. Today's the 4th, so yesterday the 3rd, 7 right there, 2, 7 today. And these levels here will be our 24-hour levels. So red's going to be your volume area high, the yellow's going to be your POC, and blue is going to be your volume area low. If you want to figure out the settings and stuff we use for this, I believe we've altered them slightly. I don't remember. But yeah, go ahead and check out our Battle Box videos, because we'll cover that kind of stuff on those videos. So yeah, we'll open up our live stream little folder here, and we're going to turn on our 24-hour ones, and we'll just line all those up with today's. So red's your volume area high again, yellow's POC, and blue is volume area low. Down. There we go. This one needs to go a little bit up. There we go. Alright, so we got our 3 lines lined up. So we're going to head back to our Battle Box GPT, and we're going to type some stuff in. So the first thing I'm going to type is FRVP levels. And then do Shift Enter twice, 24-hour. And then we'll just type volume area high, Shift Enter, POC, Shift Enter, and then volume area low. Then we'll go down twice again and type morning. And then you can just copy and paste the 3 different volume area high, POC, and volume area low right below the morning. And this will just give us an area where we can put our different FRVP levels in here. So right now we're starting with that 24-hour. That's the one we just did. So head back to trading view, and now we can simply just click on the lines, click settings, go to coordinates, and then just copy the number here and paste it right into your volume area high spot on your 24-hour, just like that. And then we'll do POC next. So same thing, click settings, copy, and go back to the GPT and just paste it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do those for the rest of them real quick. Alright, so now we got that. We got our 24-hour levels on there, so we don't need these lines this second anymore. So we'll go ahead and close those lines out. And if you don't already have those lines on there, you can just hit Alt-J, and that'll give you a ray, which mine are kind of set up differently right now, but you'll just click on it. All these settings you can change. So for 24-hour, I always use purple ones. But you can click purple, and then you can also go in here and change the text on them. Then you can see it pops up over here. You can also change the area where those are. yeah, we have some videos on that on our channel. So if you're interested in how to use some of the trade view tools like that, just check out our channel. There's some more details on there. But we won't get that much into it. Um, but yeah, if you want to set up those lines, it's just Alt J. So the next we'll do those morning ones. So I'm gonna throw those on there, and then we're gonna drag. How we're gonna get them is we're gonna drag this FRVP range. I'm gonna grab the back of it where it's at 7 right now from yesterday, but we're gonna drag it to 3 o'clock this morning, and that will be our morning levels, our morning FRVP levels. So we got the same thing. Red is your volume area high, yellow is POC, and blue is your volume area low. And we're just going to get those lined up. Zoom in a little bit, make sure we get it kind of correctly. And you can get as detailed as with this as you want, but typically any kind of resistance or support levels are going to be more of a range. So even if you're not 100% exact on getting these lines like super lined up, as long as you get them pretty close, they're going to be pretty good spots for support or resistance kind of levels. So you don't have to sweat it too much. They should be alright as long as you get them in the general area. So same thing with these ones. We're just going to copy that number out of there and paste it into the corresponding level on our GPT that we have set up. Those levels set up. And last one. Sweet. So we got our morning levels all set up on here. And then we got our 24-hour. Last thing that we're going to throw on the text, at least, is going to be that 30-minute candle. So I just type 30-minute candle and then do high. And let's not do that in all caps. High and then low. And we'll just put the high and low here right next to both of them. So to get that, we'll go back to trade view. You can go ahead and turn off the FRVP levels, and then also you can turn off the different levels over here in your object tree. You can just go ahead and turn off your lines there. And I have mine all named for easy access, but if you want to find them, like say I have this level on here and I just need to figure out which one it is, you can go ahead and click on it, and when you click on it, it'll light up over here, kind of telling you which one's which. So you're like, oh yeah, it's that one. Just turn it off. It's not a huge deal, and you have like 4 lines on your chart, but I mean, when you've been charting for a while, you got a bunch of lines all over, it's helpful to kind of click on one, especially when they're all named like horizontal ray or just horizontal line or like whatever. It kind of gets confusing. So yeah, so that 30-minute candle, we'll head to that 30-minute. We're gonna go to 7:30 candle. So that'll be this today. That'll be this little green one here with the giant wick on the bottom. And then we'll look at the top under where it says Kabroda on my screen. There's an H and an L. You're gonna be looking at the numbers next to those. So the high is gonna be 110,991. And we'll go back to our GPT, throw that in there. So 110,991. Do space. And we'll do the same for the low. So go back, hover over it. 110,466. 110,466. So we got both of those on there. We got our levels, FRVP levels, our 30-minute candle range. And then we got our 4 different screenshots on here. The last thing I'm going to grab is I'm going to go to cryptocraft.com. If you haven't already checked this out before, it's basically just a site to kind of see what news events are happening for the day and kind of like what could affect the market. So I'll show you the screenshot in a second, but basically it'll have different little arrows on here that kind of tell you, I think they're arrows, they might be like a rocket ship or something, I don't know. But basically the color of them kind of tells you what is going to affect the market and or what they expect to affect the market, I guess. So yellow is kind of like that mid-range, like possible. It's not something we really worry about. Orange is kind of like in between yellow and red, so it's kind of like medium / like high impact, and then red is going to be high impact. So today we have a news event at 9. It looks like so similar to yesterday if you're on the stream, but we'll have to be watching for that one. So basically like 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after, we'll be watching for that red here. All right, sweet. So we got those in there. We'll just hit send. Get that battle box started up. All right, so our DMR is ready. If you've never seen them before, we kind of got some different levels. We got our kind of run through of the different time frames. Then we got some different levels, some trade strategies to kind of watch out for, the news events. Yeah, I did pretty good on those today. And then we got execution considerations, so stuff to watch out for as you're trying to get some trades in. If you did put the weekly zone levels, still kind of show up here. And then down here, you got some different levels you can kind of throw in your chat, and they're in this nice box, so they're easy to copy and paste. Yeah, so we'll start off with that market summary of the different time frames. We'll just head on to TradeView to make it easy to kind of visualize what's happening. To the 4 hour is what we'll start with. So the 4 hour, our battle box is saying that price pulled back after tagging the 111.7K shelf. Now consolidation is happening just above 110.9. So we got that break up here, hit that shelf right around this kind of area, and then broke down, bounced off the 21 on the 4 hour, and then kind of came up, and it's kind of sitting there. Next thing that the battle box says, the EMAs remain layered overhead with 200 EMA acting as resistance to your 114.3. So it's calling this resistance tier out on the 200. Momentum indicators show neutrals to soft retrace still inside corrective structure. So we got the MACD kind of curling down. We just flipped bearish. That candle has not closed yet. We still got another 3-ish hours on it. So not something I'm super worried about, because like unless the candle closes, this could flip bullish, and well, until the candle closes, this could easily flip back and become a green marker, so it could not even flip here. You got RSI is more in that overbought area, and we are below the slower moving average, so we're looking maybe to cross maybe to the downside. Stoches are already bottomed out, but if you've been here, you know that Stoches are not the best on longer time frames, so something like the 4 hour, we're not too worried about where the Stoches are at. So yeah, we're kind of looking like we're making a flag here to me. We got this 200 kind of coming down, the 21's coming up, so as long as we hold that 21 line, we'll continue to bounce kind of around here and then break out hopefully above that 200. And typically when that happens, you get a nice little run. If it's not going to hold that 200, you'll get a nice spike, and then it will come back and kind of sit here for a minute and then break down. which on the 4 hour, that's a long minute. It'll be there for maybe a couple candles. Yeah, we're kind of looking at possible flag that the EMAs are creating. If you want to learn more about seeing that kind of flag, we definitely have videos on that on our channel as well. Talk about that quite a bit. But yeah, we're looking for that EMA flag there. We'll move to that 1 hour here. So on the 1 hour, price trajected from 111.3K and rotated back towards the 110.9K cluster. The 50 and 100 EMAs are curling flat, volume is tapering, and MACD histogram is fading, but RSI is turning back up, suggesting a stalling sell momentum. So interesting. So basically, the Battle Box is saying that we got these MAs kind of curling flat, like right here on top of us. So you got the 21's actually kind of curling down on us, but every other indicator, or not indicator, sorry, every other EMA is kind of just flat under price action or over price action. We are above that 200, which is pretty bullish. That's normally a indicator we kind of look at, especially with the 5-minute and 15-minute, but on all time frames, being above that 200 is fairly bullish because it is quite the support / resistance, depending on which side of it you're on. You got MACD kind of curling upwards here, so we're looking like we're getting a little bit of a slowdown, at least from the MACD perspective. However, RSI, we started to get that curl, but now we're kind of continuing down again. We got that cross back through the slower moving average, so still a possible turn here. Not something yet that I would be super stoked about that we're going to turn around here. We are in that oversold category, so something to watch out for. And then Stoches as well are continuing up towards a more bullish side. Again, 1 hour, a little bit of a longer time frame, so Stoch is not a big deal. So we had that 15-minute. We got 15-minute. We got that break below the 200 on the 15 minutes. First thing I see. Let's see. We'll read the battle box thing first. We got compression wedge forming after overnight fade. Minor higher low at 110.8K, testing the 110.9K band. It lacks conviction, waiting for a breakout trigger alignment. So we'll go ahead and turn our lines back on real fast for this one. So after we got that overnight fade, I believe it's talking about this here. And then we kind of went sideways here, so we're kind of making a little flag pattern here. So it's something like a breakdown, and then you kind of flag sideways, kind of in a channel here like this. And typically when that happens, you can kind of take the fade and continue it out. So not a great sign, but you could also say that we're going up for this flag here, continuing upwards, which is more of a reversal. Oh, sorry, that's actually not a reversal. That's another bear flag. So either way, not looking great. I believe the reversal's the opposite way. Yeah, I believe. Yeah. So typically the reversal is like when you get price action like comes down and then kind of bounces around like this. So you kind of have the breakdown here, and then you have the flag kind of going more of a downwards angle. Then you're going to get that breakout upwards, typically. About 60% of the time, that's how they break out. So, we could get a little 40% here. Breakout upwards. Who knows? But we are sideways here. We got MACD kind of curling to the downside. We're looking like we're losing some momentum here. RSI is kind of flattening out at that mid-range level. I don't know why I can't ever move this. There we go. So it's kind of flattening out here, looking like possible curl down. I am hoping we can hold that 1 hour EMA. That is probably the main part. Spirit Maker looking for that. If it doesn't hold, then it's kind of sketchy. And the thing that kind of worries me too as well with 1 hour is we are kind of getting the opposite of that 4 hour flag. We're getting that like downwards flag here on the 1 hour, which could break us even down even farther from through the 200. I guess it's not really, who really cares? I guess we could trade it either way, so as long as it moves. But yeah, here on the 15-minute, we are just kind of sideways. Not a lot of really indicators on which way we're going to go. Stoches are kind of mid-range as well. We were continuing downwards. Now we're kind of trying to break back up, but nothing really confirms that, and the pattern's kind of sideways for now. Yeah, I would say we're leaning more bearish, like Spirit Maker just said. On the 5-minute, we are below that 200, just like 15. We did just lose the 21 as well. We're kind of fighting on it still, so not a huge deal. The battle box says we got sideways chop around the morning POC, so that'd be right here, this pink POC line. We got quick sweeps above and below 110.91k with no follow through yet. Execution time frame still undecisive. We likely need a 15-minute confirmation. So we are looking for a confirmation on the 15-minute of either a breakdown or a break up, and then we'll look on that retest on the 5-minute just like usual. But for today, we haven't really got a nice clean close below on the 15-minute, and then a nice retest on the 5-minute. You can see we always get break up hard back above, so kind of just fighting around this level right now. Nothing, at least nothing I see that I'm looking at and saying, oh, we should really be looking for, nothing I'm excited about. So yeah, we'll check out that. We'll check out a battle plan. Kind of get one of those set up. See what the battle box thinks about taking a trade today. More than likely, it's probably going to be watching for those different triggers, and yeah, really just like looking for which way it's going to kind of break out, and then saying let's take a 5-minute retest trade. But we'll build a battle plan anyways. The other thing to keep in mind is we do have that news at 9, and it is a higher impact one, or it's supposed to be a higher impact one. So something to keep in mind as we are looking to trade. That's always typically the TA will tell you, but not always. So news events are kind of something. If that's what you want to trade and you get good at it, then go ahead. But for me, I'd rather stay away from that news, something like that. So yeah, with the battle box, the battle plan, it says we got that bull breakout. So if we break the morning volume area high, so this line here, this pink line on the top, we get a 15-minute close above that, and a retest on the 5-minute. We'll be looking at 111.8. So essentially Wow, okay, so we're going to be looking at that 24-hour POC first, and then we'll be headed for that 24-hour volume high will be the next one. So a decent move upwards, it's thinking, if we do get that break up. And then if we get that breakdown, so if we get the close below the 15-minute close below, yeah, so that if we get that close below that morning volume very low right here, which is kind of breaking through right now, but if we get that close here, then we'll be looking for that retest. So if we get both of those, looking for 110-200, so right around the bottom of this previous drop here, so something like that. And then we'll be looking for 109-900 if we end up breaking that level here. Be looking at for 109-900, so just a little bit down farther. If we do end up taking either of those trades, so if we take the upside trade, we're looking if we get a drop back inside 111k, we'll be with the rejection wick, we'll kind of be looking to get out of that. And then if we are trading the short trade and we recover back 110-800 with a strong bid, we'll be getting out of that one too. So just something to watch out for. And then that news is coming up, so I'm sure if you scroll down a little bit, yeah, volatility watch, telling us to watch out for that news. Don't fight the macro walls, scale management, so don't over trade right now, because it hasn't picked a direction really either way. So right now, it's saying if you're more advanced, you can kind of just take those scalps in between the volume area high and the volume area low, kind of where we're looking for those breakouts. You can kind of just take some scalps in between those. But yeah, just make sure whatever you do, kind of looking to just trade kind of what you know. Watch out for that 9 o'clock news event that we have coming up. Yeah, don't really got too much else. We should have our recap coming out at 10 o'clock. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you check that out. We'll be kind of going over a little more in depth on what kind of happened yesterday. I kind of went over it on the stream, but excuse me, we'll go a little more in depth on it. Talk about how we kind of traded it. The levels should be coming out on X today, so if you all are interested in those, go ahead and check out our X account. We'll have those coming up. Other than that, happy trading, y'all. Y'all have a good one, and we will catch you next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Bye, y'all.